Very good. I mean, you know this extremely well. It's very well prepared. I can hear what you're doing. It's all coming over clearly. I'm going to say something a little bit controversial. It's a little bit over-prepared in a way. I would like you to experiment by playing it in different ways, not always doing the same echoes, effects, the same... you're so careful about articulation and everything. It's very, very creditable performance. But I would kind of like to hear a little bit more spirit of freedom and improvisation. I would like, just in your own practice room, I would like you to practice doing different things, not always the same, not always the same echo, but see what comes. Can you transpose? If I were to ask you to play this opening in G major, could you do it?
I think I can, but like lots of long notes.
Just try the very opening in G major, slowly. That's C major.
Oh, wait, no.
You'd be starting on D, wouldn't you? So, yeah, not really. G and B in the left hand. That's it. Okay, so, I'd like you to start maybe experimenting like that. Doing things in a slightly different way, not always the same way. So we get a feeling of freshness, that it's really coming from you, that it doesn't actually have to be that way. There's a famous pianist, slightly crazy guy, Samson Francois, French pianist. He was a great, great pianist. He used to say, I want to give the impression of not knowing what comes next. Can you imagine that? You think that we pianists, we should always give the impression, yes, it's quite clear that she knew exactly where she was going, exactly what she was doing. It was wonderful, we felt so secure. I have a feeling I feel a little bit too secure with you. Try and get this spirit of improvising in a way. So it's a little bit like you're not quite so certain what you're doing. At the same point, the mental trick is that you have to be absolutely certain what you're doing. You have to be free enough and technically secure enough, but you are, that fingers will do the right things, that you could then do it in a slightly different way. And I mean, the tempo is fine. I don't know, it's a little bit in 4 to me. Da da dum da da dum da dee da dum ba da dum ba da dum ba dum dee dee dum ba da da dee dee. This gracefulness of Haydn. It's maybe a little bit plonky. And well, you were at my talk? No, you couldn't make the talk because I was talking. I played a little bit on the harpsichord there, and we were pointing out we played some famous modern Beethoven pianists on the forte piano. We were pointing out that the instruments that Beethoven knew when he was young, and of course Haydn as well, were so different from this modern piano. So you're sometimes a little bit heavy. I mean, maybe I can just illustrate a little bit. So at the end, for instance, I mean, you have to be a little bit careful about that. That is the sound of a modern piano. Basically, my rule of thumb is any music written before 1800, I play without arm weight, with very few exceptions. A sonate, and you have quite a lot of movement of the wrist here, so it's nice that you're free, but you can also... See, I'm only really playing from the wrist. I'm not... See, yours is a little bit hard-edged. It depends on the piano, it depends what piano we get, but still, this is sort of average piano. It's perfectly okay. It's just as an experiment, try this bit here. Okay, so I'm hearing an awful lot of... It's a little bit like Prokofiev. This is what's important. So these 3 notes, leggero, light. Okay, yeah, now. And all the time, yes, okay, you want to try and play that coda again? They're beginning to do a little bit too much. And it's still into 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Not bum, 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 bum. That's just once more, a little more horizontal, a little more line. Okay, I like this more. I'm not mad about your trill. I wouldn't pay a huge amount of money for it. But don't do any rotation like that. What finger do you use? 3 and 1?
Yeah.
My general practice is to use 2 and 3. Have you tried that? It doesn't have to be, but you get more legato like that. Okay. Maybe you don't want to change right away, but the other thing you can do is I notice mainly your foot is on the ground and occasionally you're using it when you decided to use pedal like there. But if you keep the foot on the pedal all the time, then always be prepared to add little touches in even if you don't constantly pedal. So trill often sounds better with a little bit of pedal. So maybe try that now. So with 2 and 1, 2 and 3, see what happens, and little dashes of pedal. Okay, so you're, yes, I don't know. You can keep it on 1 and 3, but try and keep them close. Don't start doing that. Very, very close hand. You see what you're doing? You're doing that. So it's bound to slow it down because they're individual impulses. That's better. Do you play a string instrument?
Yeah.
What do you play?
Violin.
Well, you're already better than me because I don't, but I played a lot with violinists. But one famous teacher of mine told me the way to do a trill is to do it like a string player. So you're holding one string and the trill does that. So you're not doing that, but you're just thinking of the, it's a kind of psychological trick really, but this is much better there. This you kind of cut into 4 phrases. Can you take me right through there? The development has more of a, very often young players play the development better than they do the exposition, because development is kind of closer to romantic music. But you could take me through all this a little bit more clearly. Where did you play from the development there at the beginning? It's in 4/4. 1, 2, 3. So don't give another accent there. You can play more from the key. Be-ya-dum, ba-ya-dum, ba-ya-dum. These can be shorter and lighter. We can assume that the left hand, Haydn doesn't write everything in, you know, he wrote so much so quickly. He did his best, but we have to help him a little bit. Bum, 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 bum. We can assume that that goes with that. So this is nicer, yeah? Just do that for me, please. Is it possible to do that without breaking the rhythm and starting again? Dum, dum, bum, 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 bum. Yeah, this ends with a question mark, doesn't it? We don't know it's an A major chord, but it's obviously not A major. We find out very quickly that that's the dominant of D minor, so we always know what key we're in at any given point. So maybe be a little bit more mysterious about that. Go, so you know the squiggly line. Take a tiny bit of room there. Once more there. Yeah. It could be a little bit more interesting. We've got a displacement of register down here. Could you imagine that 2 different instruments? Maybe this is the first violins, and this is an oboe. Live that contrast more. You know, don't be afraid. I know we have all staccatos now. Don't be afraid to add a little bit of pedal in a thing like this. The left hand's beginning to get a bit dry. So play from there and just add. Try it. I know you're musical enough and experienced enough that you won't over pedal. Try from there. When this is a chord for a whole bar, chords for a whole bar, or two chords in a bar, this is a different chord every quaver. You could make that more exciting by stressing each one. Okay. Just pick up from. I don't believe this B natural, by the way. I believe it's a B flat. Editors put that in. You can do it if you like. You better not change now. In which case, there's no reason to put the B flat there because we're in F major, so it's a B flat anyway. You try B flat. See if you like it. Yeah? Oh, it's nice. Okay, play from there, put it in context and play a B flat there. See if you like it. Yeah. This starts a new phrase. I think it needs to start with an accent. Don't join this too much. It's the beginning of something new. You know what's too heavy? And that's these chords. Da ram pam. We're losing the grace and the elegance of Haydn. Imagine it in an 18th century drawing room, you know? It's just getting a little bit too heavy. So play from there again. Keep light, don't use your arm weight. Otherwise very nice, but this is just too heavy. It's just too heavy. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dee, da-da-dum, da-da-da. Otherwise, everything I liked very much then. Just be aware of this, about the weight, about the size of the modern piano, and the kind of inappropriateness of a later heavy sound for this elegant, classical, quite funny music, you know, quite witty. How long is this note? Yeah, but you're not playing a crotchet. Very often people don't notice that. Be careful about the lengths of left-hand notes, that they are what is actually written there. Sometimes, I think probably we're more or less there, are we, Shirley, now? A couple more minutes. Be careful that they're the lengths that are written. And sometimes you also don't hold on lower notes like this. Where did we get that? Yeah, I wrote it in there already. So, does that needs to support the harmony? That C comes off with the G. Just play from there slowly. Get that. Yeah, but then you took the C off, did you see? Yes? Yes? Yes. Moment, please. I don't mean you to hold it on, but then all three notes off together. Be very aware of where you're leaving notes as well as where you're attacking them. Off altogether. Off. think Haydn would have played this legato myself. And now, all off together. Be careful not to do that. Try this legato. Once more from there, and we go to the cadence. Well, I guess this is legato, isn't it? If you do 5, 4, 3, 2, then the thumb just has to come off, but we don't hear it because we hear the legato. Just do that. Yeah, it's called slipping the thumb, and then you can tail off gracefully there. Now, pause just a little bit. This is the end of the exposition, the end of the first statement, all in F major, just a couple of chords. Then something new begins, well, the bridge passage, right? Bridge passage before he gets to the dominant C major for his second subject, which instead of being lyrical is actually brilliant. Normally it's more tuneful, the second subject. Here Haydn goes, he's showing off his fingers on his harpsichord, you know? Okay, I think we need to move on. Thank you very much. Don't forget what I said about don't always play it the way you've prepared it. Try out different things at home, all right?